What's going on, guys? We're back. We got a special one. We got a United 24 video. Everybody knows we love United 24. They're huge supporters of obviously Ukraine, but also of Azov, and we've done some interviews with some of their representatives, reporters, journalists, and they're just very, very cool, and they always make great content. So this is the final stand of the Abrams in Pokrovsk. Abrams, if you don't know, is the United States main battle tank, M1A1 Abrams. I think they have the M1A2 now, the US. So this is going to be badass. You guys, do me a favor. We are on the road to 100,000 subs. I know what you're thinking. We're not even at 50 yet. Shouldn't it be road to 50,000? Probably, but I didn't think about that. So we're going to go to road to 100,000 instead. By the end of the year, that's the goal. So help me blow this up. Share the video to your brother, sister, grandma, dog, cat, all that shit. Lastly, Discord. We keep all of our uncensored footage in an archive. Thousands of nasty, disgusting, disturbing videos that you guys seem to like. We keep that in Discord for our paid YouTube members. It's the best way to support me if you so choose. So check that out. Link in description. I think that's all I got. I won't do the intro. Most of you guys know who I am at this point. Let's jump into this, huh? Let's go.
25. Pokrovsk. An Abrams, as a part of a large column, fires on enemy positions. At the same time, drones and artillery suppress the enemy.
Плюс один вогонь.
And APCs deploy Ukrainian infantry. An incredibly daring AFU operation begins. But let's step back a bit and break this down in more detail.
Slow it down for us.
To better understand this situation, we need to look at the map. The Ukrainian column is moving along this.
Also, YouTube likes when I say viewer discretion advised. These videos are for educational purposes only. That stuff.
Road. The main objective is to deploy infantry in this area and secure it. If we look closely, we can see that this industrial zone is incredibly important. There are many buildings, basements, and warehouses here. If the Russians capture it, AFU soldiers will find themselves in a very bad position. And the Ukrainians understand this. A week earlier, the Russians carried out several large-scale attacks specifically to take control of this sector, and it happened right here. A column of tanks and APCs moved in for an assault along the road next to the tree line. Another group of soldiers prepared to attack on quad bikes, but in this case, the Ukrainians were one step ahead. Drones and artillery were ready. The column approaches. Let's take a look at how it looked from the cameras of Russian soldiers. They are riding on the top of the armor, unsuspecting. A heavy machine gun fires into the tree line. The first drone locks onto the rear of one of the APCs and strikes. It's a precise hit. From the helmet camera, we can feel the impact through the screen.
How crazy is it that we live in a time and age where not only do we get multiple perspectives of this battle, but we're getting both sides. We're getting body cam worn footage of the enemy, the Russians, and drone and body cam footage of the Ukrainians. 2026 crazy, bro.
Russian soldier falls to the ground, trying to recover. More than a dozen drones launch toward the column. Ukrainian drone operators carefully select their targets. Meanwhile, the Russian APC is forced to stop, and the infantry dismount to take cover in the trees. The movement is very chaotic. Apparently, they do not understand what to do. And then, the next drone arrives. The pilot makes a drop. The munition lands directly on the APC. The soldiers try to find any kind of cover, but nothing works. Another drone catches up with them. A soldier reports over the radio that they are under fire. At the same time, bomber drones join the attack. One of them hovers over the enemy and makes a drop. The munition lands nearby. An infantryman tries to get up after the blast and reports that he is wounded, but he does not yet know that there is no one left to report to. At the same time, other bomber drones destroy the APC. Let's take a look at that again.
Hold on here.
Several
we saw this footage,
precise drops turn an instrument of kill
but I want to
for
see
the
what he drops
APC.
here. So this is Baba Yaga, vampire style drone is what they call it, right? It's like they're most similar to like an agricultural drone. They can carry much heavier, much more weight, much heavier loads. We use these to resupply water bottles, shit like that, food, and then obviously ammunition. And they are great for bombing. They've even made these like drop mechanisms where they can drop multiple ordnance like one after the other, so it becomes like a multi-use bomber rather than you fly a Mavic over, drop one grenade, fly back like it used to be in like 2023. Also, I wanted to mention at the very beginning of this, he said, the narrator said the Russians were riding in on the armor. In 2023, in Kupiansk, we used to do that too. And it was sketchy then because there was still sporadic gunfire going on, but there was very few drones that you had to worry about. And in 2023, in the winter, there were no FPVs yet. So doing that, I couldn't imagine doing that now. This last summer, when we were on deployment, every single infill, we were hit with an FPV. Every single one. But luckily we had cages, and every time but once or twice did it actually stop our vehicle and we had to dismount. I couldn't imagine riding on top of the armor now.
Let's take a look at that again. Several precise drops turn an instrument of killing into a pile of metal. Concurrently, artillery opens fire on concentrations of motorcycles and quad bikes. First, a cluster munition is fired. It completely covers the enemy. Take a look at the sheer amount of force Ukrainian defenders collected at this point. After that, the drones attack.
Смотри, он опять бежит к мотоциклу. Видишь его, да?
Да.
The enemy is destroyed. The remaining drones are used to finish off immobilized targets. First, a tank is destroyed. Then 2 APCs. Next, through the drone's camera, we can see the result of thorough preparation. The entire column is completely destroyed. Quad bikes, motorcycles, and armored vehicles are engulfed in flames. Such preparation, and only a single use of an Abrams in the attack I'm about to show, indicates only one thing. This industrial zone has extremely high strategic value, and the AFU are ready to fight for every millimeter of their land. They are fighting under very difficult conditions. Such courage and bravery deserves your support.
Yes.
Now, while the enemy had not yet recovered from the rout...
Hold on, I want to see the patch.
Now...
I don't recognize it.
While the enemy had not yet recovered from the rout, it was necessary to act immediately. The task assigned to the
Finger.
Scala Battalion sounded almost
Scala. Where's my Discord? My Discordians. We were talking about Scala in the Discord a couple nights ago.
impossible. Move along an open road, break into urban development, and drive the enemy out of fortified buildings. The Abrams is not designed for combat in such conditions, so additional armor was installed on it. Reconnaissance drones conducted round-the-clock surveillance to determine where enemy firing positions and mines were located. And now, the time has come. Under the cover of fog, a Ukrainian column moves out. A tank
That is so crazy.
with a column moves
Look at
out.
this shit. They started using, both Russians and Ukrainians started using like this metal wiring that you can kind of like, it's like metal cable basically that's braided, and you can unbraid it and it just becomes like exactly like this. We didn't have this on any of our vehicles. We had more cages, kind of similar to what's on top of the tank there, and they were effective, but they're only effective until they get blown off, and it takes 1 or 2 direct FPV hits to the cage for that to be removed. Granted, an M1 Abrams is way more armored than like the MRAPs that we were going in on, but still, I've seen, like personally, I've been in the talk when we use dropper drones and FPVs to take out the enemy like brand new T90 series tanks. It's just a matter of the amount of drones it takes. It's not if it will blow up, it's when it will blow up.
A tank with a mine-clearing trawl leads the way. Immediately behind it comes an Abrams and several APCs carrying infantry. Several dozen drones are also ready to strike.
That's exactly what I know I'm pausing it a lot, sorry guys. That's exactly what I was talking about. That mechanism on the bottom, that's holding 4 different like little mortars.
The tech
And these are the motherfuckers, man. These are the ones that almost took my head off. These FPVs with the RPG-7 warheads.
tactic is simple and bold. The Abrams stays out front. Its task is to be a big, loud, and intimidating target. It draws fire onto itself, diverting the enemy's attention away from the infantry. Here, we see the column approaching Pokrovsk. The tank with the mine-clearing trawl performs its primary mission. Pay attention to how many mines it destroys along the way. We see smoke from the first detonation. Only a couple hundred meters remain before entering the city. Another mine meets the Ukrainian column. This is it here. Now all the obstacles are cleared, and the column bursts into the city. Of course, the Russians came to their senses. They launched their drones into the air, and the infantry begins moving to more advantageous positions. A Ukrainian APC blankets everything around with fire, not allowing the enemy to raise their heads. The Abrams moves a bit further forward. Let's pause at this moment. Here, there is a gas station. The first part of the plan is to deploy infantry near it and clear the area. At the same time, the Abrams must draw all attention to itself and provide cover with its high explosive shells. Everything goes exactly according to plan. The infantry dismount and begin the assault. They must act swiftly. Their lives depend on it. At the gas station, they encounter the enemy and eliminate them.
Забаранили. Прийом. 200.
And the Abrams methodically dismantles their fortifications.
It's so calm.
Inside the tank, work is in full swing. The crew operates as a single mechanism. The loader rams shell after shell into the breach. At this moment, the Abrams takes its first drone hit while performing its main task. But take a look at the crew's reaction inside. They don't even realize they've been hit.
It's a cage.
Reconnaissance detects the movement of Russian soldiers. They run to the nearest cover and try to hide. Ukrainian pilots react instantly to the threat and launch drones into the air. Time for a strike. The threat has been eliminated. At headquarters, the work of the infantry is constantly adjusted. The gas station is cleared, and the commander orders movement towards the stele with the inscription Pokrovsk. But where is the Abrams? We see all of the infantry shifting positions, but the tank has disappeared. Panic begins at headquarters. No one understands where it went.
Nemesis.
Meanwhile, the Abrams, in order to provide maximum security for the assault group, has moved even deeper forward. Taking advantage of this, Ukrainian infantry safely moves from cover to cover, clearing building after building. But they are not the only ones taking advantage of it. Russian drones are already flying towards their main target. And here it is, another precise hit on the Abrams. Let's watch that again. The crew fires off the remaining ammunition and abandons the immobilized tank to save their lives. The Abrams itself is left to be torn apart by enemy drones. Even in such difficult situations, Ukrainian officers show time and time again that human lives are more important than even such special weapons as an Abrams tank.
This watermark on this on the screen here is Rubicon. That's Rubicon's logo. That is Russia's premier, most elite drone team. It's the same the same drone team that is partially credited with taking Kursk back from the Ukrainians because they were able to disrupt the supply lines and logistics chains. And also the same drone team that was in the AO that we were operating in this summer that was very good. Rubicon.
At the same time, Ukrainian command orders the remaining vehicles to withdraw.
Which makes sense. We've noticed that the Russians will move Rubicon to the highest priority areas of the front line. Kursk, Pokrovsk, Toretsk at the time.
Mission accomplished. The area has been cleared. The infantry have secured their positions. The AFU gained a favorable sector for force buildup. And the Russians gained yet another topic for their propaganda. That's all for now. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in future episode.
Great video. We love United 24. I want to look at Deep State. So what's cool about this with this video is we rarely see Ukrainians do mechanized assaults because of how dangerous they are, especially in an AO with a team knowingly with a team as capable as Rubicon. And the Ukrainians know where Rubicon's at because it's not hard to find. They use a specific type of drone. They're extremely effective, so it's pretty easy to tell when that drone team's in the area. But I want to look at this. This is Deep State. It's almost a real-time battle map of the front line here in Ukraine. Let me see. Hold on. I got a kitty in my way. Excuse me, baby. So let's go to... Oh, she's sitting on the mouse. Excuse me. Let's go to over here. Just out of curiosity, I want to see Kupiansk. Kupiansk is where I was in 2023 with the International Legion. God, the Russians still haven't taken it. Looks like they're mostly in the city, though. With some confirmed Russian-held territory, and the gray is gray zone, right? It's contested. That's crazy. 2023, that's 3 years. It was this time I was there 3 years ago. Right? 2023, 24, 25, 26, yeah. All right, and then Let's look over here. We've got Slovyansk and Kramatorsk. It was over here, near here last summer. And if I'm not mistaken, Pokrovsk should be, it's a little bit further down. Not that far down. Am I tripping? Why did I think it was supposed to be right over here? Was it more north? Look at Konstantinivka right here. Russians are getting close here too, but they're still holding. It's crazy. Can I search? Oh shit, it is completely Russian held now. That's why I couldn't find it. And it was further south, because this is where we were just looking, Konstantinivka. Damn, I didn't realize it was completely Russian held now. Look at this, looks almost exactly like the area we just watched in the video that they just assaulted. So we can go back in days here. We can go back a couple days and see how this has changed, if at all. A little bit. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, not much. Well, hey, it has taken them so long and so many lives to get this, which is not an extremely important strategical location. It's not like it has a ton of strategical importance as far as routes into more main cities. The next main cities over here, Zap, and then Dnipro. These ones right here. I forget that you can't see my cursor. This is Zaporizhia down here. You can see it, the center of the screen. Anyways, that's actually, I didn't know that about Pokrovsk. Who's over there? Look, it even shows the units. 30th Separate Motorized. 71st Separate Special Forces. Motorized. Motor Rifle. Separate Guard Motor Rifle Brigade. Motor, Special Forces, Motor, Rifle Regiment, Motor. Interesting. All right, well, cool, man. That was a badass video. I love checking Deep State every once in a while so you can kind of get an idea of what the front line looks like, right? Purple, the purple color is previously occupied territory before the full-scale invasion in 2022. Red is the most recently occupied territory since 2022. And then down here, see, you've got Crimea, which was taken during, was 2014. Look at this though. I just noticed the one land bridge looks like it's damaged. Anyways, I could stare at this thing forever. Look at this, is funny, dude. They put clown faces on Orban's pro-Russian regime. Orban is the president of, what is this right here? I forget, Romania? Oh, no. Romania's right here. Fuck, I don't remember. And then who is this one? Pro-Russian clown FICO. I love this fucking map. All right, guys. We'll leave it at that. Again, do me a favor. We're on the road to 100. Please help me blow this channel up, man. If not for me, dude. If not for me. Do it for Brewski. Do it for the Brew Noodle. the potato chip. Jump in the Discord, link below. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.